is the quest system for Unreal Engine. It's as simple as it gets. I'm planning on adding a bunch of stuff to it later, but for right now, it does its job. This video, I'm just going to talk about how to use it, because for the class I'm with right now, the student showcase is coming up pretty quickly. So there's going to be just the important stuff. Then later I'll make a video on how to actually make it and do like more complicated stuff. So what we have here is you have NPCs that have quests. You can give priorities to the quest. So if I try to talk to the second NPC, I can't accept it yet. If I talk to the first one, a dialogue pops up. This is the extent of the dialogue. I'll try to add it where you can have more nodes, but right now it's just this one. The quest title, I would have the NPC name up there as well. Then you have a little spiel of what to do, and the objectives right now are either collecting items or going to a certain place. Once you accept it, an alert pops up. You have these collectible item blueprints that have IDs on them that you set in a data table, which I'll explain later. And then once you collect how many you are supposed to collect, an alert pops up that says quest completed. If I press tab and I go to the completed button, I can see the quest that you've done. You could also label quests as main quest or side quest. The side quests you can do regardless of prerequisites. For example, this guy. Yeah. And now if I talk to the second person, I can now get that second quest in the pipeline. So you're determining all this stuff through parameters in a data table, which I'll show in a second. Quest completed, and then just to show the area one, that's just another blueprint. So the way I would recommend doing it, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I don't have it so you can return to the NPC and give the quest back yet. So in the initial dialogue, I would just tell the player what to do after they complete the quest. Because if I try to talk to them now, it just says quest already taken up there, which you can easily make that into an alert. And then I would just make it so that the level design or the player or the NPC dialogue tells the player what to do next or where to go. For now. But I also plan on adding like exclamation points and question marks above their head. But that's how it works for now. Let's talk about how to put it in your project. So the first step is to go into the root folder of your project, which is just the top level folder with the contents and the U project file, this file and everything, all of that. And if you don't have a plugins folder, then make one. Call it plugins. And then just drag the file that's in the description of this video, the EMU quest folder, copy that and paste that into the plugins folder. Not zipped or anything, just as is. Or I guess unzip it first and then drag it into the plugins folder. And then open up the project. Is the class project that we've been working on. If I go into the content browser and the plugins folder and then down to the quest system folder, I can open up the map, and that's the map that I just showed. The first thing that you need to do is on the level where you want to have quests, open up the world settings panel, so window, world settings, and then open it up over here and change the game mode to GM_EMU quest, which also changes the default pawn class to EMU quest character. So make sure that is like that. The game mode, you can really make it whatever game mode you want, or you can just transfer. If you have anything specific to that game mode that you want to keep, you can transfer it to this game mode. But I would definitely recommend transferring, or I would say that you have to transfer your whatever is on your character to this character if you have anything important on your character. So the EMU quest character, you could just go to their event graph and paste anything that's on your character's event graph to this one. So make sure it's on this one, basically. Let's say you just want to change the static mesh, then I would go to the character, the viewport, and change the static mesh right here. This character is my little model. Is using the Quinn default Unreal Engine skeleton. So if you're using anything that's using the Unreal Engine default skeleton, it should just switch over the animations just fine. But let's say you're using the Mixamo skeleton, then just change it to your Mixamo skeletal mesh and change the animation blueprint to whatever your character's old animation blueprint was. And then you should be good. The reason you want to stay with this character is because it's deriving from this parent class, this quest character, which is some stuff in C++ that it is using to interact with the quest system. All right, so once you have your character all good, then how do you actually make quests and stuff? So let's go to the parent folder and then the blueprints folder. And then you can see there's a data table. DT_quest. This is where you make quests. So to make a new one, you would just press this add button, which adds a new blank row. The quest ID, this is important. That's how you're going to, this is what you're going to set on the NPC, the quest giver, to know what is the specific quest they're giving out. So if I put 4 on the quest giver, they're going to give out this number 4 quest. Then I'll go through it with these ones. So most of it is self-explanatory. The name, the description is what shows up as the dialogue, whether or not it's a side quest or a main quest. The side quests don't have like any prerequisites. Required level doesn't do anything yet. Prerequisite quest. So like if you have a main quest, you would add a prerequisite, and that would have the quest ID of what the requisite is, the prerequisite. Objectives, you can set these things. This text is what shows up in the quest log. You can either do collect item or reach location right now. Those are the ones that, and then we're just setting up to add those ones. The target ID. This is the ID that's going to be set on the collectible or the area that they need to go to. So this will need to match exactly what you, this is how you can tell that this is the specific item that needs to be collected and so forth. How much they need to do for it. And then this stuff doesn't do anything yet. So that is how you make a quest. Let's show how to actually set it up. So like I said, so first you would drop a quest giver in the scene, which is just this blueprint right here. Which, by the way, you can change their appearance the same way we did with the, you know, whatever. You don't need to go, don't open it up and change the appearance and all that here. Just do it in the details panel in the level so that your NPCs can look different. Not every NPC looks the same and whatnot. So you can change the animation blueprint, the skeletal mesh from here. And then here is where you would set the quest ID. And yeah, that's all the NPC needs. So that's very simple, right? That's the whole point. We love easy. And then we go to the collectibles, which is just this blueprint. You drag it into your scene. Same thing, the ID. This is, where is it? Should be at the top somewhere. Objective ID. This has to match exactly what the ID is in that you set in the data table. You do that for all of the NPCs, and then same for the area. There's an ID that you set, and that's it. Like, one of the first things I would recommend doing is changing the UI. So going to the UI section, I have all of these things and buttons from something that I was using before, but I would go to the widgets panel and open them up and start changing them to look something that's more in the tone of your game. So clicking on the border, then going to the appearance section, opening up the brush drop down, and then changing this image to something that matches UI that fits your game more. And then just playing around with all of that stuff, making sure the corners are clean and everything, and making sure that like if it's a button, then where's a button? A button would be on the, I guess, the quest log. If it's a button, make sure you change it for the normal, the hovered, and the pressed for all of those. And then if you want to change how something works in the programming, for example, like if you try to talk to an NPC who already gave a quest, then this quest taken bool would be set to true. Right now, that's only showing a print string, and players can't actually see print strings. So maybe you want to make an alert pop up here that says you already accepted this quest or something like that. That would be something that I recommend doing as well. And just looking in the blueprint, seeing what else you want to do. And yeah, that's it.